Let me begin by saying that a real brand, both personal brands and organisational brands, are very, very rare. Yet pretend brands, or those that I call commodity traders, those that are faking it, those that are inevitably racing to the bottom, those that are creating their own demise, those are plentiful. Now, these are bold statements, I know, but ones that are very important statements, ones that a deeper understanding of and effective action to will really empower you to thrive in amongst all the chaos, confusion and struggle that's going on in the world right now. Alternatively, not knowing what a real brand is will see you continue to live and work well below what you're truly capable of, both personally and, of course, in your business. So I intend to prove what I'm saying here in this video. So please stay with me. Okay, let's begin. The terms personal branding and brand are bandied about as though they're common and easily attained. And that's because it mostly happens by those who have no real idea what they're actually talking about. Unfortunately, if you look closely, most entrepreneurs, most business leaders, most people showed little evidence of knowing what a real brand is, let alone being a brand. And while I don't mean to be patronising or derogatory, and I'm certainly not, the evidence is there for all to see. We just need to be big enough to stand back and face the reality of it. Now, here's an example. Why is trust at an all-time low, both for people and organisations? And why are 60% of all entrepreneurial startups failing inside the first 2 years? And further, why are 89% of all people, and this was revealed in a national US survey, so unhappy in their current role that they're actively looking for something new? But when they asked what that was, they had no idea what that is. And finally, if people and organisations are really being authentic brands, then why is stress, anxiety and depression amongst their staff and the many that they've let go has now risen from 58 to 86% in the 2 years prior to the pandemic? So can you imagine what those numbers are right now? They'd be absolutely stratospheric. The big reason is because promises made are continually broken, and shockingly many that are made have no intention to be kept. So this is really important, and that's why I'm going to repeat it. The reason people and businesses are failing with such magnitude and are suffering so much is because promises made are continually broken. Okay, in this short review, I will reveal what a brand really is, both from a personal and organisational perspective, and of course, what they are not. So let's begin with what a brand is not. Now, from the perspective of an individual, a great many so-called experts believe that personal branding is all about personality archetyping or psychological profiling. Or put simpler, categorising a person into someone else's predetermined classification. Now, given everybody is absolutely unique, a force of one, you are a force of one, then how is it okay to be categorised into some amorphous, oversimplified group and then expected to behave in that way? Well, the fact of the matter is, the truth of the matter is, it is not okay. But it works well for the recruiters and the corporations and the governments that want to pigeonhole you for their specific purposes, their agenda. There are also those that believe that your personal brand is your title, your work responsibilities, what you own, where you live, your popularity, your fame and fortune, your sense of style and fashion, and even your experience as evidenced in your CV. Well, the fact of the matter is, the truth is, it is not. That is not a brand. That is not a personal brand. What happens when you lose all that stuff? Does that mean you lose your identity? Still, many others think it's all about how people perceive you through carefully planned, idealistic lifestyle portrayals and profiles on social media like Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. I think it's safe to say that most people no longer believe any of this. They don't believe that a person's life is a series of amazing and highly successful moments that just happen to be captured at the exact right time. As an individual, one of a kind, and someone I know is aspiring to be true to your higher self, that is in touch with your heart, you should avoid being taken in by these narrow, egocentric illusions. Now let's look at branding from a business perspective, and again, what it is not. Now, mistakenly, a great many people think that you have branded your business when you develop a logo or a design approach and put it consistently everywhere. That is not your brand. It is your design and simply a symbolic reflection of your brand, but it is not your brand. Moreover, many believe that their business is a brand just because they've created a product, so they call the product a brand, or that they spend a lot on advertising, or have a lot of people working for them, or have a lot of transactions. Now, let me give you an example of this. I worked on a national supermarket chain with 850 stores that had 11 million transactions every week, and they were most certainly not a brand. They were actually a heartless commodity trader that was only about profit and shareholder value. The real truth is, none of these things are hallmarks of what a real brand is. Now, a great many people and enterprises masquerading as brands are deceptive. They cut corners, have unhappy employees. They lock customers into complex contracts. They sell products that don't live up to their promises and treat customers like they're mindless cash machines. Now, this path is well trodden and has worked in the past, but the thing is, it's not working anymore. It should never have worked. The real truth about branding is this: you are either a brand or you are not a brand. There's no in between. If you are not a brand, you are what I call a transactional business or a commodity trader. Now, these functional, self-interested businesses simply want to influence you in ways that don't serve you, but serve them. Or they want to sell you more useless stuff in the cheapest and easiest way possible for as much profit as possible. And these transactional commodity traders, they're everywhere, and they're being seen and rejected by more and more people. And that's why it's just so important to know what a brand really is and to be that way consistently. Because when you do, I guarantee you, you will be massively successful in your business and also in your life, especially in these times of massive chaos, confusion, uncertainty, and insecurity. Okay, let's now get to what a personal brand is, and also a business brand, what they really are. First and foremost, what constitutes an authentic personal brand and an organizational brand must come from within. It comes from the heart. And it should not be created, but discovered, because it already exists within the leader, within the collective, within yourself. And so now my personal definition of a real brand, and this is after 30 years of working on uncovering the essence of brands across 4 continents. So please take a moment, really take a moment, stop the video and write this down, because you won't find it in any marketing courses, undergraduate degrees, MBAs, or even PhD programs. Now, my definition is exactly the same for both people and organizations. How could it be different? And here we go. A brand is a promise that elicits compelling, positive, emotional responses consistently. Okay, now let me say that again with feeling. A brand is a promise that elicits compelling, positive, emotional responses consistently. Now, I want you to think about that statement for a moment, as it's well worth your time to be clear about it. In fact, I'd say it's absolutely essential to you and your business success. Okay, now let's revisit how real brands behave. And it could be just you as a sole trader, meaning your personal brand, or it could be 2 of you, or 5 of you, or 10,000 of you. The collective or your organizational brand. It doesn't really matter about size or scale. Both personal and organizational brands are true to what makes their heart beat the strongest, their visionary passion, and accordingly they make valuable promises and then go about keeping those promises, or better still, exceeding them consistently regardless of the situation. And that means both surprising and delighting everyone they connect with and serve at every single contact point. Now, to do that, you need clarity and focus of self and unity around your why, or your vision and purpose, and equally unity around your who, or your unique identity. And in an organization, this vision, purpose, and identity ideally comes from the leader and the leadership team, but it must be wholeheartedly embraced by every single individual involved. Now, did you know that in the best-selling book, Good to Great, Collins and Porras found that visionary companies outperformed all others on the stock market in the US by a factor of 15 since 1926. A factor of 15. That's enormous. But for a company to be truly visionary, they must have a visionary leader, a self-aware leader that knows their own personal vision, purpose, and unique identity. That factor of 15 times bigger is what being a visionary, being a brand can deliver if you get it right. And when this happens, there exists a powerful and compelling, harmonic, heart-led vibrational energy that massively, positively connects with people personally. It connects with them collectively as well, in a high state of resonance. This is all about resonance, because people and cultures that resonate from the vibrational energy of love from the heart and above are empowered, intrinsically motivated to do their best work, and accordingly are highly creative and productive. Now, these types of individuals and cultures are magnetic and unstoppable. They will, with ease and grace, create, co-create, collaborate, and cooperate in ways that are highly valuable, distinctive, and compelling. Most importantly, they're equipped to keep all promises made in inventive ways that are heartfelt. It must come from the heart, because the heart is where real personal and business branding comes from. The heart, the scientists have proven, has 100 times more electromagnetic energy power than the brain. And that's where the real connections are made, not from the head, not from the rational, but from the heart. And that's why real personal brands and real business brands are so rare. But you see, it's not really our fault. It's not really anybody's fault, because we're all brought up from a very early age that the brain is where the power is. We're educated to think that, and that it's all about data, the structure and the systems and the processes. But the fact is, while these things serve a purpose, and they do, this is not the game. Okay, let me provide some proof as to the kind of personal and business transformation you too can experience by being a real heart-led brand. Recently, a leader, a chartered accountant, was referred to me, and he was in deep trouble. He thought that he was a brand, but the fact is he was the epitome of a commodity trader. And his personal life and his business performance unfortunately reflected that. Now, Rob, the chartered accountant, quite naturally tended to be very left-brained in his thinking. So he was very ordered, he was very logical, analytical, process-driven, and of course numbers focused. And this is the way, I should say, he ran his business and spoke about it. It was entirely rational, it was entirely operational, and it wasn't working, and he wasn't connecting. So I introduced him to his right brain, his visionary and imaginative mind. And from there, we went straight to his heart center. And he rediscovered his magnificent power in that process. Now, before working with me, he was turning over just under $1 million a year, and he was bleeding money. He was losing money. He told me that he had about 3 months to turn it around, or he's going back to being a salary earner again, a prospect that he absolutely dreaded. Now, from the start, I was inspired by how Rob passionately embraced the journey of self-discovery, of knowing his true higher self, his true higher vision, purpose, and unique identity, his authentic heart-led personal brand. And then we created an alignment with that, with his business, a symbiosis. In a very short period of time, Rob shifted his thinking, feeling, and talking about his business, and especially how he could dramatically improve his clients' lives. And consequently, everything magically changed for the better. Hallelujah. His newfound heartfelt consciousness and enthusiasm was contagious, and his results came quickly. In just 10 months, his revenue went from $990,000 per annum to $2.1 million. His profit went from a $55,000 loss to a $770,000 in the black. Now, from time to time, I check in on Rob and watch his videos, and he really has mastered the art of sharing powerful client-focused stories that deeply connect, and accordingly has become the passionate creator. Think about this. He has become the passionate creator of his own experiences and his own and his family's prosperity and happiness. Rob has taken bland storytelling to genuinely turn that into passionate, heart-led story selling, and he is banking the results. Now, here's just one example of many entrepreneurs that I've assisted in the profound realization of their true higher self and intentions, and have become the masterful creators of everything that they experience. Now, I've been doing this essential work of coaching entrepreneurs and business owners to discover their true higher heart-centered vision, purpose, and identity using my unique and proven BSI method for well over 15 years. And the personal and business transformations that I'm witnessing are absolutely awe-inspiring. And that's because these people have been enabled to be the unique expressions of a greater consciousness, and that they're here to create their own experiences of this reality. Now, they have consciously shifted from thinking to doing to being to knowing. Something each and every one of you can do, and I can show you how. Now, to get started on this amazing journey of profound success flow, just click on the connect link below in the description. Now, doing that will firstly get you access to my insightful free manifesto, which you can download immediately. Please have a read of that. I'm sure you'll get lots of information and insights. Now, the same link, you can also get access to a free one-on-one high-value strategy session with me, where I can explain more how my method will work in your specific situation. Now, this is by application only, as I have limited time, and it is really for those that truly understand how essential discovering your true heart-led personal and business brand really is. Now, the same link will also provide you access to my online personal branding programs. Now, this is for those that are self-starters who want to get underway immediately and have the discipline to do that. And please also subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it if you did that. And share this video with your family, friends, and community, with all your business associates. everybody you want to take with you on this journey of awakening to being an authentic brand that thrives while the rest of the world lives and works in chaos, confusion, and uncertainty. And I know that's not for you. Now, I look forward to sharing more insights as time goes by, as I'll be regularly posting new videos here on this channel. And more importantly, I look forward to meeting you and working with you if you so choose. And you know, I've sat by for 15 years now working with entrepreneurs, doing this work behind the scenes, and that's gone on for too long. And that's why I'm here now. I'm here to reveal how to discover and live true to your higher self, your personal brand. Now, if that's of interest to you in doing that, then I'm here to help. So until then, remember, being a real brand is the key to entrepreneurial business success, to living with meaning, fulfillment, joy, and prosperity. Until then, onward and upward. Bye for now.